Today we have coverage on our new principal, a former administrator, a local band,
and a fun drawing game, all coming up on MOB.
Welcome back, Marcus. I'm Ryan Jeffers.
And I'm Gio Cabal. Our new principal comes from a competing high school. I wonder how that will go.
You're like, okay, you're leaving us, but you're going where?
Marcus got Cody Koontz as our new principal.
Principal is the guy that's got to be at all the important meetings. When parents are upset about things, they go to him typically. Whenever we're building schedules, whenever we're building protocols for the school, it all comes from him.
I think the big priorities for me, from a personal standpoint, I would say to learn, to serve, and to lead. And it can kind of go in that order. And I mentioned the learning. I think service is all about meeting other people's needs, and you don't have to know everything to be able to do that. So just plugging myself in where I can be of service to someone else.
He isn't new to the role of principal.
So I became the 9th grade campus principal in Coppell, was that for 7 years, and then had what I would consider, a dream opportunity here at Marcus High School to come continue that path. So I have known about Marcus High School for a very long time. My brother played against Marcus High School back in the 90s. I played against Marcus High School in the 90s. I was a student at Grapevine High School.
I think he has a unique perspective because he's actually been in a lot of different districts that, in the area over time, and obviously his most recent was Coppell. But I think it gives him a unique perspective in that, hey, we did things like this over there and LASD does this. What if we tried this? Kind of gives him a different view on things and just different experiences that maybe we don't have because we've been with LASD for so many years. I think it's actually an advantage, that he has been where he was previous to coming to Marcus.
No matter where he is, relationships are important to him.
He wants to make sure that, his people are taken care of. He always made sure that we were okay in everything that we did. Family, professionally, everything.
He will give his full 100% team spirit, and he'll let people know. I congratulate him and wish him all the best and hope he knows that we miss him exponentially.
This has been Alexis Garner reporting for MOB.
I'll make sure to wave next time I see him in the hallway.
On the topic of administrators, our next story pays respect to our late assistant superintendent.
On July 30th, 2024, Marshall Durham, a former LISD administrator that had been with the district for 45 years, passed away at the age of 91. In his lifetime, he served as an immensely important figure and influence on the district up until his retirement in 2001.
But one of the things I remember about him was just how friendly he was. I really think Mr. Durham never met someone that wasn't going to be a friend.
Born on April 8th, 1933, Mr. Durham graduated from what is now Louisville High School in 1951. As captain of both the football and basketball teams, the sergeant-at-arms of the student council, and winner of the yearbook's Most Popular Boy Award.
He was in all the athletics, editor of the student newspaper.
All boys home
economics class.
He would also meet the woman who would become his wife of 69 years, Sue Ann Durham.
They were married for 69 and a half years, but they were together for 77.
After high school, he would go on to join the military during the Korean War.
They were both going to North Texas, but when the Korean War came up, he went and she stayed and finished her school.
After his military time, he would come back to LISD to serve as a 7th grade teacher at what is now Central Elementary, as well as being a football coach. He would eventually become principal at the district's first middle school before becoming the assistant superintendent of LISD.
He was in charge of, construction buildings, all the new schools that were being built in the years that LISD grew tremendously.
And we had 2 or 3 buildings opening up every year.
During his tenure, he had 4 children, with 3 of them going on to work in LISD. He retired from his role in 2001 at the age of 68.
He'd been in Flower Mound.
High school opened in 99.
And he wanted to see those 2 finished before he retired.
In 2002, the newly built Durham Middle School was even named after him to honor his legacy.
It is so meaningful to not only their family, but to the community as a whole. And I know that that meant the world to him and his family.
It was pretty far along before he even found out that they were going to name that one after him and the other one after Dr. Downing. Oh, I thought it was neat.
Yeah,
it was really neat.
Very proud.
But deserving.
This summer, both he and his wife passed away, with Sue Ann passing on July 9th and Marshall passing on July 30th. Both Marshall and Sue Ann will be dearly missed by all who knew them.
His visitation, people would remember encounters that they had had with him for decades earlier.
So let's all carry on the legacy of Mr. Durham by continuing to make our community be a great place.
This has been Mateo Romero, Christian Urea, and Alexis Garner, reporting for MLB.
If you're a teacher, someone will say your name 50 years from now. There's really no other profession that gets to say something like that.
May he and his wife rest in peace.
And now we turn our attention to a local band who performs around the state.
Some students can only dream of starting their own band. However, former student Mason Schultz and his friends are currently living that dream with their band, Endorphine Report.
I knew Mason from high school orchestra, and I said, Mason, I want to start a band real bad. And he has all these musician friends from School of Rock. So he's like, let me bring my friend Jeremy. Let me bring my friend Kale. And we were jamming, and it was a real good time.
Indie pop is like a way to describe us.
They're all metalheads. So sometimes there'll be a random, unnecessary metal breakdown in the middle of a pop song.
Like sometimes do some jazz stuff.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's a little punky.
Mhm.
Sometimes it's metal.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's like reggae.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's funk.
Yeah.
It's literally everything.
Like, I'm playing on the stage with a band that I've been in for like a couple months.
And it was like the most fun. And I did.
There's just like chaos, and then like Jamie's voice is just so like pristine and like actually amazing.
I look over and then like it's just you and me, like just making eye contact.
Pretty much kissing with our eyes.
People were so hyped.
Their favorite original piece is their newest release.
Bug's Life. That one's nuts.
The other day, Mason was working at his lifeguard job, and he saw a bug dying on the concrete, and he kept splashing water over it, and he said, this inspired me to write a song. And we wrote a song called Bug Life.
I'm underneath the shoe, and you don't have a clue. There's nothing I can do. It's really nothing new.
Kale does a lot of like the writing for our original songs. It's really neat.
For this song Bug's Life, it's like we kind of, Mason took the wheel a little bit. A lot.
God spoke to me and lit my hair on fire.
I appreciate their work because it's like, it doesn't matter. They're not trying to change the world. They're not trying to do anything, but in turn they end up making people happy and actually have a good time because it's not serious. It's fun.
I feel like this band, you know, they're gonna make some people dance. They're gonna make some people groove, make some people smile, make some people cry.
Attention all Endorphin reporters, come see us play September 15th if you're 18. If not, we'll be playing in Denton a lot, and we'll post everything on our Instagram at Endorphin Report.
Bugs Life, September 15th.
Bugs Life.
I can't wait to hear some of their music.
As our school year starts to ramp up, so do our sports. We sent a couple reporters to learn more about the teams.
I think my leadership role is pretty high. You know, I like getting things done right, and when it's not, I'm very vocal about it. I'm very good at holding people accountable. So when people mess up, you know, I'll be the first one to say something. But also when I mess up, you know, I'm good with letting people hold me accountable.
I think the tradition for captains in the men's water polo team has just been to motivate the team.
Our job is also to make sure we have a connection with every girl on the team. We also have different squads, so we just look after our squad groups and just make sure that all the Marquettes know exactly what they're doing.
At practices, you know, holding everyone accountable, making sure that practices
when coaches aren't there or aren't watching that practices are running smoothly.
These teams have set ambitious goals. This is what they're aiming to achieve this year.
I think that the team is looking really strong and everyone's really hungry and they all want it. They have the drive for it. But I think it's just some small fundamental things, awareness of the game that if the team could manage to pull that off, it would be another breeze walk to another state title.
As a team, our big goal is we just want to win a playoff game. You know, Marcus, we haven't won a playoff game since like 2018. And so I think for us, just making it past the first round is super big.
Our players make their sport look easy, but it's not always like that. Here are some challenges they face.
Getting tired. It's super sucky because you want to go full speed every play, but sometimes you physically can't. So like this last game, a lot of us dealt with cramps and stuff like that. So we physically just couldn't play a play or play a snap because we just couldn't. We were so exhausted.
We have a lot of parts of our uniform, so just making sure everything's staying on correctly, because sometimes your belt can move or your boots, you're getting really sweaty and hot. So just making sure that you look like the perfect Marquette all the time.
Everyone wishes to leave their mark. These seniors share what legacies they hope to leave behind.
That mentality that as a team, if you can be so mentally strong that the other team breaks before you, that's absolutely what I would leave behind.
The changes that I wanted to make or that I do make stay in place, and I want everyone to know me as the nice Marquette and that I was always there for my other teammates.
Idea that you don't always have to be the biggest player in the pool. You know, I come against a lot of kids that are 6'4", 200 pounds, but it doesn't necessarily mean that they're the best players they've ever played against. We've beaten a lot of teams that have massive players on them.
The leaders that we have and that I'm going to be is just better than previously it's been at Marcus, and then how after me the leadership is just even better than I was and even better than how it has been.
This has been Campbell Vogler, Mason Canonico, and Kristen Renner reporting for MOB.
Looks like these seasons are going to be pretty exciting with these captains.
As our captains must work with each other, so will these students in a fun drawing challenge.
Telephone Pictionary is a simple game. The first person starts by writing down a word, then showing it to the next person. They will then draw the word, show it to the next person, and they will write down their guess. It will continue until the last person guesses the word.
Bro, what? Okay. Let me lock in. I'm just gonna draw multiple things, guys. I'm gonna let y'all lock in.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so here.
Which side are we going? What? Okay.
Okay, no, just use your context clues. There's multiple things going on in the picture, so.
Does that say popcorn?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So it's what?
Dude.
There's multiple things going on, so you just get to guess.
I don't know.
Okay.
Here.
I'm not feeling good. Guys, I'm feeling great. Oh.
Something like that. Alright. Have fun. What?
Is it close?
Bad.
See, now it makes sense.
Now it makes sense.
Huh?
Let's see, hold on. What the hell? You turned me into a clown!
So this was my initial drawing.
You're actually a clown! Mario's the clown confirmed.
It was actually a circus, and we did not get that.
And it turned into a clown by a popcorn machine.
Because I drew a clown in a popcorn stand. I didn't know what else to draw, and then he thought this was a spider, but this was a carousel thing that was in the air.
That carousel! It's a floating spider.
It was fire.
Oh my god. This is what I drew. Kylie.
Okay. What?
Please. No!
Chat. Okay. Oh. Bro, this marker sucks.
What is the bottom word?
Oh. Oh my god, no wait. Bro, my word.
Right.
Intense drawing.
Okay, yeah, I think we just sold.
Oh. So we got rid of the.
This is a speed run.
We got rid of the thing I point arrows at. All right.
It was Marcus. That's why he drew the high school with the big arrows. That was me, you two, Hayden, all of us, high school. I was trying to get you. What high school?
Tell me that doesn't look like a class.
Mario, you did not cook, bro.
You did me so dirty.
Oh my, dude.
Man, what good art was made in such little time.
Speaking of little time, it's about time to register to vote.
Because the election is coming up, we've gathered Ms. Petkoff and Ms. Sistrunk to talk about the importance of youth voting.
Everyone should know that their votes are incredibly important, and I know that that is not something that a lot of people necessarily share my view in at this age, or at your age, I should say, but your votes are significant. It is literally your power in helping to influence what your government ultimately does.
Students should know that voting is their voice. A lot of people, a lot of students even say that, they're not political. And it's not about being political, it's about having a voice in our democracy. And every voice counts, and students really should understand that.
If you're 18 and interested, here is how you can register.
Every year in the fall and in the spring, I hold a voter registration drive. We're actually going to have one this year on National Voter Registration Day. So September 17th, I will be registering all of you guys that are eligible to vote on or before November 5th so that you can vote in the upcoming election.
I provide voter registration cards for those people that are going to be 18 or are 18. And I talk about how, please vote when you can. I don't personally care who you vote for, just get a part of the process because that's the only way democracy will work.
This has been Dylan Buccat and Ryan Jeffers reporting for MOB.
Before we leave, we want to leave something for y'all to laugh at.
Here's the question. What is your most embarrassing moment?
Back in freshman year, we were I hate to say this, but the favorites in a class, and so we would do coffee runs for one of the teachers, and it was during lunch period, and we spilled it in front of the entire cafeteria. One time, I explained the entire plot of the Lorax to my middle school orchestra class.
My friends dared me to get on the table at the mall and sing, and I sang A Whole New World from Aladdin both parts. And everybody in the mall was singing with me by the time I finished.